2FM051 Poignant Cinematic Reflections is an album of tender, very understated music, featuring strings, synths, and piano. The whole ethos of the album was inspired by minimal, pared-back Scandinavian textures. For this album, we've decided to use two different styles of mixing for each track. A more cinematic mix, which is designed for more expansive pictures. And also a more poignant art mix, so you can hear the fragile details of all the instruments. The album will be at home as a poignant underscore to documentaries, particularly something with a more cinematic or filmic narrative. Ebbing Away is a cold track featuring textures of strings and synths and a very sparse, lonely piano. With this track, I spent a lot of time beforehand thinking about the production of it and exactly what I wanted the strings to sound like, because it's a very simple, sparse piece, but for me it was all about the sound of the instruments and how I wanted it to come across at the end. So I actually recorded it higher than I wanted it by about a tone or so, and then played back slower and lower, and that gave a very rich, sonorous sound to all the instruments and came across really well. There's a lot of very subtle synths in it, and the way I made those was by cutting up the recordings we'd made, and then I played about with it with a couple of delays I've got and fed it into a couple of my synths here, and it came out in this very otherworldly, distorted, but has that kind of organic sound to it. So again, that was another something I was very pleased came out well. Dying Wish features a lonely, poignant piano which builds in movement and emotion with strings. When I wrote this track, I imagined it being used as the internal reflection after a sad goodbye.